It started like any ordinary Saturday. A group of kids laughing, sipping smoothies, and checking out sneakers at Maplewood Mall in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Nothing unusual, nothing dramatic. Just teenagers killing time, carrying shopping bags, snapping selfies, and teasing each other. 14-year-old Alyssa Carter. That's all the day was supposed to be: simple, harmless fun with her two closest friends, Jordan Price and Maya Thomas. But in the span of minutes, everything shifted. What began as laughter and jokes turned into a confrontation that people still talk about because it revealed arrogance, bias, and power colliding in one very public moment. The man who set it all in motion was Officer Mark Delaney. In his mid-40s, stocky with cropped gray hair, he worked off-duty security shifts at the mall when he wasn't at the police department. That day, he paced the upper floor near the food court with the kind of intensity that made people notice him without a word. His eyes scanned the shoppers as if everyone was a potential threat. Then his gaze landed on Alyssa and her friends. Their laughter caught his ear, or maybe it was their skin color. Whatever the reason, he decided in that instant that they were trouble. "Hey, you three," he barked, his voice loud enough to turn heads. "What do you think you're doing here?" Maya blinked, confused. "We're shopping." Delaney shook his head like he'd already decided their guilt. "Don't play smart with me. I've been watching you. Hanging around the same spot for 20 minutes. That's loitering." Jordan clutched the shoebox in his arms tighter, his receipt still inside. "I literally just bought these," he said quietly. But proof didn't matter. Delaney squared his shoulders, his hand resting near his belt, not his gun, but close enough to imply authority. His stance screamed intimidation. "Don't get slick with me. You're loitering. That's against mall rules. Do I need to escort you out?" Alyssa's chest tightened. She tried to keep her voice steady. "Sir, we're not doing anything wrong. My mom's supposed to meet me here any minute." Delaney smirked, tilting his head with exaggerated mock concern. "Oh, mommy's coming? Maybe she can teach you how to follow rules." Something in his tone made Alyssa's cheeks burn. Against her better judgment, she said it. "My mother is Judge Evelyn Carter. She's a federal judge downtown." For half a second, silence. Jordan and Maya exchanged looks, almost holding their breath. Then Delaney burst into laughter, not a chuckle, but a full, mocking roar that turned nearby heads. "A federal judge? That's rich. Kid, you could have said your mom's the president, and it wouldn't matter. You're loitering." The humiliation hit hard. Alyssa felt heat rising in her face as shoppers slowed their steps to see what the shouting was about. A few whispered. Others stared openly. Delaney basked in it, his voice rising even louder as though the crowd gave him strength. Jordan stepped forward. "She's telling the truth. You don't need to talk to her like that." "Oh, really?" Delaney sneered. "What's the matter, kid? Can't handle a little authority? Maybe you all should learn some respect before you go throwing around fairy tales about federal judges." Alyssa swallowed hard. Her mom's words echoed faintly in her head. "Hold your head high. No one gets to write your story for you." But in that moment, under the heat of Delaney's laughter, they felt impossibly far away. Within minutes, a crowd of 15 or more lingered. Some pretended to shop, but most simply watched. A few discreetly raised their phones to record. Delaney stood taller, his chest puffed out, loving the stage. "You think you're clever? Blocking walkways, making noise, causing trouble. That's enough to get you escorted out." Jordan's hands trembled as he pulled out his receipt. "Man, I just spent money here," asked the cashier. Delaney waved him off. "Doesn't matter. Buying one thing doesn't give you free rein to loiter all day." The smirk on his face said it all. He wasn't interested in rules. He was interested in reminding them who held power. Alyssa tried again. "My mother is coming. She's a federal judge. You're going to regret talking to us this way." And once again, Delaney erupted in laughter, louder this time, loud enough to draw stares from the food court below. He slapped his knee theatrically. "Oh, that's the best excuse I've heard all week. A federal judge, huh? Sure, kid. Next you'll say your dad's the attorney general." Some in the crowd chuckled nervously. Others frowned. The split was obvious. Those who sided with the uniform, and those who saw cruelty for what it was. Alyssa's eyes stung, but she refused to cry. "I'm not lying," she said firmly, her voice carrying over the murmur of the crowd. Delaney leaned down, close enough that she could smell his cologne. His whisper was cruel. "Listen, sweetheart. You can spin whatever fairy tale you want, but you're still just a kid caught loitering. Nobody in this mall cares who you think you are. Maya's voice cracked with anger. You can't talk to her like that. Delaney snapped his head toward her. Watch your mouth. Want to spend the rest of your day in the security office? Phones raised higher. A little boy tugged at his mom's sleeve. Why is he yelling at them? She hushed him and pulled him away. Alyssa's heart hammered. She prayed silently. Please, Mom. Hurry. And then, at last, the sound. The distinct click of heels against tile, steady and deliberate. Heads turned. Whispers spread. A figure moved through the crowd with a presence that shifted the entire atmosphere. Tall, poised, still in her black blazer from court. Judge Evelyn Carter. She didn't shout. She didn't need to. Her voice cut the air like glass. Is there a problem here? The crowd parted instinctively. Delaney turned, smirk faltering as he met her gaze. For the first time, his confidence slipped. Ma'am, he started, voice just slightly less assured. These kids were loitering. I was handling it. Handling it. Judge Carter's tone was sharp but calm. By mocking them. By threatening to call backup on 3 teenagers waiting by a store. The crowd murmured. Alyssa's shoulders straightened, strength flowing back into her as she met her mother's eyes. Mom, I told him you were coming. He laughed at me. Judge Carter's gaze never left Delaney. She told you I was her mother? He cleared his throat. With respect, ma'am, kids say a lot of things. I didn't take it seriously. Clearly, she said flatly. So instead, you ridiculed her. Phones now recorded openly. A young man whispered, people need to see this. Delaney tried to reassert himself. With all due respect, Judge, I was doing my job. They were causing a scene. No. Judge Carter shot back. The only scene here is you turning my daughter's honesty into a public spectacle. That's not security. That's abuse of authority. The crowd stirred louder. Someone clapped. Another muttered, she's right. Delaney's jaw tightened. He tried to salvage pride. I didn't know she was your daughter. I treat everyone the same. And if this is how you treat everyone, she replied coldly, then you've just admitted to a serious problem. Every word dismantled him. Every sentence drew louder agreement from the bystanders. The manager of the mall appeared, pale and sweating, trying to calm the situation, but Judge Carter's voice carried. Authority is not armor. It exists to serve, not to humiliate. Today, you mocked a child for telling the truth. You belittled her in public, and every person here saw it. The applause grew louder this time, hesitant at first, then undeniable. Delaney's smirk was gone. His shoulders slumped. Finally, he muttered, I'm sorry, kid. Judge Carter didn't let him off. Say her name. Mean it. His lips pressed into a thin line. Alyssa Carter, I apologize. I shouldn't have laughed at you. It wasn't enough. It never could be. But in that moment, in front of dozens of strangers, Alyssa felt the humiliation begin to lift. She had been mocked, yes, but now she was vindicated. The crowd buzzed with energy. Phones captured every second. Some whispered that Delaney's career was over. Others muttered about accountability and respect. What was clear to everyone was that the balance of power had shifted. Later, when the cameras were gone and the crowd had thinned, Alyssa sat with her mom on a bench near a department store. Her hands still trembled. I felt so small, she whispered. Like nothing I said mattered until you showed up. Judge Carter squeezed her hand. That wasn't about you. That was about him. People like Delaney thrive on assumptions. They decide who you are before you speak. That's not your failure if that's theirs. Alyssa wiped her eyes. But what if you hadn't come? What if no one believed me? Her mother's gaze was steady. Then you still would have had the truth. And truth always comes back stronger. Remember that. The lesson stayed with her. That day at Maplewood Mall was humiliating, yes, but it also transformed into something else. A reminder that arrogance crumbles under truth, that respect is not optional, and that even when laughter tries to shrink you, dignity if you hold on to it will always outlast mockery.